The following program is for entertainment and educational purposes. Anything taken out of context is your own fault. The following program is not sponsored. The following host does not sound like this in real life.
Omito for the beat.
What's good, everyone? Welcome again to another episode of the Waddidit podcast. Oh, let's go. Waddidit. Wow, dang it. Sorry. With a Waddy Talk podcast. Look, when you have a difficult name like that, it can be hard to keep up. It can be hard to keep up with stuff. Like, look, I got the Waddy Talk. I got Waddidit vlogs. Waddy Core is the name of the like. Look, my name is Waddell. People say Waddy. Newt. I have all kinds of that. It's just look, my mind just keeps going. Anyway, guys, welcome to another episode of the Waddy Talk podcast. I am glad you are here on today. Anyway, welcome you and everybody listening on Apple, Spotify, wherever this podcast is playing. Welcome you. Welcome to the show. So glad you all are here. I'm really glad we're all here together, able to play together today. So anyway, guys, lots of new things have happened. Let's see. Got some new equipment. God has been good to me. I'm working on, grading myself. The tribe is doing pretty well. Grateful for that. Couple more vlogs coming out pretty soon. Approaching season 5 soon. Season 5? I think it's 5. Definitely 5, yeah. Season 5 of that. And I've been doing Waddidit vlogs for... Wait, no, I stopped. Don't forget that. No. Y'all, don't forget that. I think the show came out like, what? 2020? 2020, and then had a break for like 2 years, and then ended up with doing it, and it was like, oh, people still watch this. People still like the Waddidit vlog. So great. But lots of new content and short films coming. Lots of new projects. Also, some more photography, modeling type stuff too. Matter of fact, I need to come up. Oh, I forgot to take a couple of my models because they were asking about concepts. Whoops. Anyway, guys, welcome to the show. Let's go ahead and get into it. We already know our theme for the season that we have 1 or 2 more episodes left in the season. It's bittersweet, but it's okay because we have season 4 now. So anyway, I have already worked on that. Season 4's theme is deep thoughts. As in, like, y'all know I think a lot and overthink bad, which is why. So I have a lot of topics with deep thoughts, such as realities we must face, living the gospel. You just can't do anything. What am I going to do with that information? The gossip episode. I'm giving you guys some real sneak peek type stuff. The what if show. How do you lack of common sense? Mind y'all, this podcast is based on common sense, but that's going to be a big one. So yeah, there's that. The none yet episode. That's who came. It's a lot of deep thoughts. And mind you, it's just the way my brain is programmed. It wants to learn, like, oh, what can we do? How does this work? How does this thing work? Anyway, let's cut into it. This episode is going to be a little different today. This title is episode Love Hurts. Definitely does. Can hurt. When you love anyway, you're going to get hurt, okay? Love isn't really something that's supposed to. It's love is designed to feel good, but also it can hurt. Love definitely hurts for sure. There are different type of scenarios, different type of situations. Let's take first. I would say when you really love and care about somebody and they end up showing you their true colors. That can hurt. you've been with somebody for a while and they ended up doing some mishap, that can hurt too. Certain things can definitely hurt for sure when it comes to love. However, though, I want you all to understand something. I feel that. I understand why it hurts. I have definitely been hurt before by love, and I still choose to love. Just because you've been hurt by love, that doesn't mean that you need to stop loving. Okay, that means whoever it was that hurt you doesn't deserve it anymore. Be kind. Definitely be kind. If you see them, don't be so quick to be like, oh, here's this heifer come, or here this Negro come, or here such and such come, or whatever. Just give them a little way like that, and then just you move on, or whatever. Or if you choose another way, just nod your head. Yeah, be kind. Okay, I'm giving you tips on being kind so that you can live in peace and harmony. Okay, that's kind of the point of that. So definitely, I understand love hurts. Especially when it comes to exes and exorcists and things like that. Let me explain. None of mine I personally have beef towards. I don't have beef. They might have beef with me, but I don't have beef with them. Whatever it was, that love hurt when I lost them, and they got lost for a reason. They didn't make the cut, which is why my family members and some of my friends, unless they were connected to them, haven't met them and won't, because they didn't make the cut. Next one, who knows? Could make the cut. I hope and pray finally makes the cut. Sheesh, but still didn't make the cut. So it happens. Don't feel bad. Bad things happen. And everything like that. But it hurts though, for sure. Especially when you really love. I don't know how you guys necessarily love per se, but I know when it comes to me, I love deeply. I love deeply. I love like a cake. You know how a cake is really depending on the type of cake too. Red velvet, chocolate, vanilla, birthday, Oreo, peanut butter, carrot cake, pecan pie, whatever the cake and pie may be, right? I love like a cake. And you know how a cake is thick and it has all these different layers in it and everything like that, and it's thick. But when you take a knife and cut that cake, and you cut it again, got another piece. Now you got a piece of cake. That's what my love is. Put it like this: it cuts deep and it hurts when it's misused. Not so much now. As of 2025, that's not true. It happens and hurts. Look, dude. I look at situations and things through a whole different aspect. I suffer my big losses. 2 of them anyway. 3 of them anyway. So 4 of them anyway. So there's that. Some that have hit close. 2 more that kind of hit close, which is why I'm trying to do better in life. Whew, Jesus. Whew, Lord. Anyway, yeah, but you take that knife and you cut it, and then that's just bro, that hurts. That hurts. Because think about it. Imagine how that cake feels. Imagine how that cake feels to be cooked. That cake was born with eggs and flour and icing and food coloring, mess like that, just to be cut and eaten up and spit it back out, or the other way around. Yeah, that's how deep my love is. When I tend to love somebody, when I tend to care, and that's not necessarily for a girl either. That could be for anybody, a friend, family membership, whatever the case may be. When I truly love somebody and I truly care about somebody, I might not say it, but I'm going to show it. And I'm not just gonna sit there and hold on now. Now when I say I'm not gonna say it, I'm a dude, so it takes a little more. It's a little harder for me to say I love you first, okay? And like I told you, I can sing it all day, but as far as saying it first, no, I can only say it to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 people. 5. And in my world, that's really small. I think I just learned to text it, and I just learned to say I love you too. But the point is, how I love though really cuts deep. It really cuts deep into my life. Like it's how I love. You know, I try to spread that love like Jesus. You know, he loves in spite of. It's unconditional love. I want to have unconditional love, and I feel like I'm actually close to that. You know, like I'm kind of close to unconditional love. I don't know per se if I am or not, but I feel like it. It's like I can love in spite of. I mean, if God can love me every day despite what I do, hey, he can love you too, you know? And I'm sorry, I can love you too, you know? Like that type of thing. But when it hurts, it hurts. Now, like I said, I care deeply. I tend to overdo it sometimes. Don't believe me? Ask my baby. I believe I can overdo it sometimes, and I don't be meaning to, I promise. That's just how I love, you know? I want you to feel loved. I want you to feel happy. I want you to feel fulfilled. I want you to feel blessed. I want you to be blessed. Okay? My reward comes from seeing you happy. My reward comes from, oh my gosh, that was beautiful. That was love. She deserved that, you know, that type thing. That's where my love comes from. I mean, my fulfillment comes from. You know, I'm not that type of person to look for. I don't like rewards. I don't really care. I don't even like gifts for real. You know, I'm gonna be honest. If you ever ask me what I want for my birthday or Christmas, I'm probably literally gonna tell you either nothing or at most like Polaroids. You know, like the big ones or the little ones. I like those. But aside from that, you can write a note saying something sweet, and I'm gonna cherish that note for the rest of my life. Okay, I'm going to frame that note. I'm gonna put it somewhere. When I move into my house, like my real beach house, when me and get married, I'm gonna have a room with the gallery room. Of course, that's gonna be like the movie type area or whatever, but it's gonna have like photography and movie posters all over the place. I already have it planned in my mind, right? It's gonna have all that, but it's also gonna have those like the little notes and things in it, because that's what means a lot to me. Okay, that means a lot to me. That means I did something for you and you felt so blessed by it. You know, no, like I said, but it can hurt when your love is misused, misguided. You give your heart to somebody and then they take it. You give your heart and then they take it and bite it and chew it and spit it out and step all over it and then kick it, roll it in the mud, put it in the oven to make a mud pie, burn the mud pie up, and it turns to ashes and put it in the trash. Oh yeah, that definitely can hurt you, especially like when you genuinely care about somebody. I don't think a lot of people really care no more. I don't think there's a lot of us that really care about people no more, you know? Like, I feel like everybody's always out for something. Everybody's always out to get someone or something. Why are we like that? Why are we even like that? Why is it that we can't just get along with each other? I mean, look at it. Why is it that we need credit for everything? We need credit for, oh, I did this for them. Oh, I did that for him. And blah, blah, blah. This, that, and the third. Why do we need credit for things like that? Why do we have to fake care? Why do we only care about somebody for a moment? You know, things like that. Why? Why can't we genuinely care about people? What happened to the genuine kindness in people? You know, we don't have that much no more now. We don't have that anymore. I know some people. By the way, before I even do that, I want to correct something. A couple of episodes ago, I said I don't know if I had a safe place, and I want to first of all send out an apology, because I definitely thought about it after the production date that I filmed that episode. I definitely do have a safe place. My safe place is Janaya. Shout out to Janaya. Janaya is my sister, has been my sister for a long time. Janaya is my twin. Janaya understands every bit aspect of me. I mean, from head to toe. Understands all of me. Understands where I come from, what I do, why I do it, and etc. Okay. Shout out to Janaya. I talk to Janaya every day. My baby's my safe place. Okay. Hey, she's my safe place. I can talk to her about anything and not be judged or anything like that. She listens, even if it's even before I got older and moving on to things. She listened to the same me get mad over the same thing over and over and over again. Okay, she understand, and it was sometimes different every time. But guess what? That's my safe place, and I'm sorry, y'all. I definitely should have said that. Okay, now back to what I was saying. Yeah, I don't think kindness is real genuine no more, which is why it hurts. And typically, just for the sake of people don't really care. I don't know where in our minds we felt like we had to stop caring, or where caring was such a bad thing. As I said, this podcast is based on common sense, and common sense would tell you that this is just me. Now, my generation is built a little different, and some of them older are built a little different. They're built on one moment in time where they pretend to care and then manipulate the person, and then they end up that person they manipulated end up in some predicament they don't want to be in. That's not me at all, and I don't think that's genuine kindness. I think that's very manipulative to get whatever it is they want. Have I been manipulated? You know what? I actually thought about that today. I was on a TikTok and was like, manipulative. Some girl had posted she was being manipulative or whatever, right? And I like, it was a TikTok, it was a joke thing, I guess. And I had, I looked through it, just kind of scroll, and I said, I got text messages like that. And then I felt like, donkey. Did I get manipulative? Was that a test? Based off some text or whatever I got. And then, but that was just a thought. But anyway, yeah, that's how you guys end up in predicaments that you're currently in. I don't think relationships and friendships are based on genuine kindness anymore. I think some of them are. I think you can really truly know if you have a friend or if you have somebody, like that. I think you definitely can tell. For sure. I definitely think you can tell. And you can feel it. So, and I hope and pray what you're feeling is the same, is genuine, and pray that it's kind. So I definitely hope and pray that aspect of it. However, though, yeah, which leads into why love hurts more. Love hurts is because sometimes in those friendships and relationships, it can be one-sided. It can be very much one-sided to where one person care, one person don't. You care because you really love that person and think they look good and have qualities about them, and you like to be around them. You don't believe there's other fish in the sea. Matter of fact, you think all the fish got caught by the fishermen and is being sold in Food Line and Mayflower and seafood places and mess like that, Crab DiGiorno and Red Lobster and Walmart. So you think all the fish are dead. There's a great big world out there. Okay, there's a great big ocean. It's a big world. It's a big world. It's a big world. But nevertheless, though, there are other fish in the sea, and there are other fish that genuinely care. When it's one-sided, that you end up suffering the most. Once again, I never understood why good people suffer the most. I can't quite get that. I can get it, and then I don't at the same time, because like, if I'm good, why am I suffering? Why do bad people get off? And I don't think life is fair like that. But as I told you before, life isn't fair at all. Why do they get off easier? And then as I got older, they do, and then they don't. Like eventually they go on. Like eventually they eventually they get theirs, but it seems like it takes longer. And meanwhile, while the good people suffer just as long. I don't quite get that. I don't quite understand why that is or why that happens, but nevertheless, if you're a good person, don't stop being a good person at all. Continue to be a good person just for the sake of, because you'll get yours. Okay, first of all, when you're a good person, love is gonna hurt. When you're a bad person, that love is not gonna hurt you. It's not gonna genuinely care about you. It's not gonna really do anything for you. It's not gonna care. Love is gonna hurt, but when you love, you know that you love out of genuine. And if your love is genuine, I'm quite sure that love hurting thing is gonna lift up a little bit. It's gonna be lighter. That's what I believe. I think so. Anyway, but yeah, bad people they get off, but it hurts. Love can hurt. I feel like this. I feel like it's more for like relationships too, where it's like love like that person, that significant other, did you wrong. But like I said, it's also because it's a one-sided thing. Like one person cared, so one person is fighting for it. I have been through that. I have been through where one person was fighting it. And honestly, that person didn't care about me. Them people, women, they didn't care about me. And then I had to man up and realize that. And then I let them end it though, low key. Except for one. 2. 1. You can say I ended it. But I was low key gonna let them end it. I try to save it. Then I realized, you know what? They don't care. And I had to realize that. I personally had to realize that. And I had to have like 25 people tell me that too. That they don't care. And don't let them care. Great. If you did your part, then that's all that matters. You did your part. You loved them in spite of their flaws. You cared about them in spite of their ways. You loved them in spite of their mishaps and mistakes. You loved them. You cared about them. But guess what? I learned some things. First of all, they're probably not going to feel that same love ever again. Okay? No matter who comes in their lives. Okay? I know people like that who miss that love that they had from an ex-wife, an ex-girl, an ex-husband, an ex-man's, whatever it is. A friend, an ex-friend, even a friend. And I mean a friend, not a friend with benefits. I mean like a best friend. It could be a girl best friend and a girl, or a boy best friend and a boy, or a boy and a girl, or whatever the friend may be. They miss it, or whatever, and that's their loss. Just so y'all know that. The fact is, look, their loss, but you hurt. Eventually, they're gonna hurt at some point in time. Whenever that time comes. I would not know. You wouldn't know either. But just know, when the time comes, it'll hurt them. But then, by that time, you'll be moved on to bigger things and better things. And you better not be the idiot or the sucker that goes back after them either. Or you be like, oh, you changed, I'm gonna go back to you. And then you end up in the same freaking predicament that you in. Now, see, that's just ignorant and stupid at that rate now. And you don't need to be that type of person. I'm sorry. Please don't be that type of person. Listen, y'all. I know people like that. I know people who are afraid to come out of a predicament that they're in. They are literally in this predicament, stuck. Mind you, with kids, and not to say kids are a bad thing. Having kids and being a baby, having a baby is not a bad thing. Okay, I'm trying to tell you that. That's not a bad thing at all. That's not what I mean by that. I simply mean between, because the child has nothing to do with it. Okay, and mind you, I'm using this one as an example, but the child has nothing to do with that. It's the two people who got together in the bed, put on some traffic music, and made the baby. That's the people who need to fix that situation, that one-sided predicament. Now you stuck in a predicament, not because of the kid, but because of them, and you are afraid to leave because of the kid. Look, if something or someone is mentally affecting you, physically affecting you, abusing you, violence, all this type of stuff, you need to get out of it. I don't care how bad it hurts. It's going to hurt because you cared. It's going to hurt because it felt good. It's going to hurt because that's the baby mama, baby daddy. Get out of the situation. Don't stay in it. You staying in it is only going to make it worse. You think about it now. take an example. You stay with a digger. You stay with a girl or a dude who beats you, right? And then y'all break up. And then you go back to them because they manipulated you and tricked you going back. Dude, that's gonna make you look bad. Now, to an extent, if you're like me, you're not gonna care. Because like whatever. Now, have I done that before? One girl. I mean, we didn't date, but it was like it could have been toxic, low key. But no, we didn't date. But either way, we were fussing, arguing. It was like a toxic relationship. I'm not gonna lie to you, it kind of was. Like we were fussing back and forth. Man, I can't stand you. Man, blah blah blah. Man, just say no if you won't say no. You coming or no? Blah blah blah. And then I got to a point. Well, I take that back. We kept going back. We kept forgiving each other. Then we got to a point where we could talk about it. We didn't have to fuss no more. I think because, despite of like the friends we had around us, we always ended up like back together. So it was like, oh, okay. So we do care about each other, huh? And then, there's more to that story. However, though, yeah, it was a toxic thing back and forth. But nevertheless, though I had got to a point in life during our time together before I officially ended it, where we could, after we could discuss it and everything like that, it got to a point where I knew how to work. I knew how to, deal with this person. I simply, for example, I would let her plan things and not me. Because if I planned it and I got excited for it and she canceled, then that means I get mad because I planned it and I got excited or whatever. But I learned that, and also you can take these notes too if you want to. I let her plan things. I might had an idea or something, and sometimes I would tell the idea. Sometimes I would just do the idea with somebody else, or I just wait. Or even fast forward time, I would do it years later or something like that. But I would let her plan things. Whoa! I would let her plan things. That way, if she canceled, I can't get as mad. That's how that works. You see, after dealing with certain people after a certain time, I learned how to deal with it. So it wouldn't hurt as bad. You see, you can make adjustments to where situations and things like that won't hurt as bad. When that time comes, I think typically it can hurt more. It can hurt more when you're the one that's doing everything. You're the one that really cares, and you're the one that's trying, and you're the one that's fighting, and all these other different elements and things of that sort of nature. But guess what, though? No, if the energy is not reciprocated, is that the word, y'all? Reciprocated. Returned, one of them words, right? Okay, well anyway, if you're not that type, if you're the one doing that, now personally me, I don't believe that it has to be necessarily reciprocated back to me, okay? Because God saw how I cared about somebody. God saw how I love people, love someone. God probably saw how stupid I was to go back to somebody, but still, he saw it. So he understands my heart. He knows I have a good heart. And he knows I love people. And he knows I love women. And the ones I was with, or the ones I was talking to, or anything like that. He gets all that now. He definitely does. Now, but was I stupid? Oh yeah, for sure. Sure, so that definitely was a thing too. But that's why I don't believe like it has to be reciprocated, Like if I do something, not even just for a girl, but for a cousin or somebody, don't worry about it, dude. I ain't really worried about it. I'm blessed in many other ways. I am blessed in many other ways, okay? I'm blessed that first of all, I'm alive. Thank God for that. I'm blessed that I have the people I have in my life. Thank God for them, everyone, because they keep me going for sure. I got a list. Thank God that Sarah Capri knows me. That makes my heart very happy, and gives me more hope and faith in what I do, and hopefully it reaches out to her one day. Anyway, I have a lot to be grateful for. Even the basic things: roof over my head, rent paid, somewhere to drive, a job, especially in this economy, good friends and everything like that, my common sense brain, that I'm trying to do right, all these different things or whatever that I'm grateful for. So, yeah, definitely happy about that. But, yeah, I don't believe love. I don't believe that. Now, hold on. I'm going to get to the ones who believe that, okay? But hold on. I personally don't, because like I said, my reward comes from God, the blessings I get. So it's like, I can be nice to you. You don't have to do nothing bad. But for me, I'm not that type of person. I don't look for gifts. I don't care for necessarily gifts. I don't care about you return something. If you're going to do something for me, you literally have to surprise me. Like, you're not going to lie. You have to surprise me. And that's how that's going to work. So, otherwise, if you tell me, I'm going to do something for you, I'm not going to believe you. I'm not going to believe you. I mean, I believe you, but I'm not going to believe you, if that makes sense. Like, I'm going to believe you like, okay, yeah, that'll be great. Just let me know. When I say just let me know, that means I leave that back onto you. I don't mean I need to sit there and remind you, hey, bud, when you gonna bring my gift? I can't wait. Like, no, I'm not that type of person. Okay, if you say you're gonna do something for me, great. If you bought it and it's in the works, okay, great job. Tremendous, stupendous even. So, but I'm not that type of person. Now, for the ones that do look for reciprocation and everything like that, let me explain. There's nothing wrong with wanting to pour back. I mean, wanting someone to pour back, especially the ones that have done you right, that you've done right, to pour back into your cup after you fill theirs. But let me explain something to y'all. Don't fill others' cups. Don't fill other people's cups with yours being empty. Don't use all of your water pouring into somebody else's and pouring into that person and that person and that person, that one and this and all over the place, and then your cup is running empty and dry because who's pouring back into yours? Think about that. Think about who is it think about this. I want you to sit and think about this now as you watch it or listening to this show. Who is really pouring back into your cup? Who is someone that you can really say really poured back into me? Really cared about me enough to, and I mean pour back in whatever ways possible: financial, words of wisdom, pop-up visits, simple text messages like, hey, I thought about you, or hey, I got you this, that type thing, in any kind of genuine kindness. At that, genuine kindness, I don't mean kindness like, oh yeah, you did this for me, I'm gonna do this for you. Don't forget that time I did this for you now, and blah 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 blah, and then they don't mention the times that you did things for them. So just see how that works. Anyway, but who is pouring back into your cup? Personally, that's a question that you should ask yourself, or whatever. And then when you realize that, man, that love that you may or may not care about, that's how it hurts. That's how it, that's how that goes. Or whatever. Love is a strong feeling, which is why it hurts. When it's lost, when it feels like it's empty. But let me explain something, okay? I really believe, as one person, unless you are a really hateful person, like you genuinely just go around doing hateful BS, like you're that type person, that's a different story. Now, if people hate you, that's a whole nother thing. Yeah, I don't mean like, oh, I don't like him because of a situation we have. I mean because somebody genuinely hates you, and I mean not even your mom or dad, not even your family loves you. That's a problem. You should probably check into the mental institution of the mentally insane, because yeah, that shouldn't even be happening. But however, as a human, as a person, as a thing, human person, whatever it is you are, whoever it is you are loved. Okay. First of all, God loves everybody. Okay, everybody, regardless if you believe in God or not, regardless if you are saved or not. No matter how bad you've been, no matter how much you think you messed up, God loves you. Okay, regardless if you even know who God is, He loves you. If you want to learn about God, come to me. Okay, I can teach you some things. I'm not perfect, and I'm gonna teach you based off that. I'm not perfect. I would tell you all about who God is. I'll tell you about the God who healed my voice when I couldn't talk for 3-4 months. I'll tell you about the God who healed my niece, who is growing and becoming something after being born, a small weight or whatever, being born premature and early. I can tell you about that God. I can tell you about that God who had me who let me have that fulfilled feeling in Maryland because I took my two girls to Maryland and they got an opportunity. I can tell you about that God. But no matter who you think you are or where it is you've been or how you've been, God loves you. And let me explain that something too. Earthly love can hurt. God's love is not gonna hurt. Okay? God's love is gonna show up in so many different forms, shapes, and colors. Let me explain, okay? The conviction I told you guys about, let me explain. That's God loving me. That means God sees something in me. That means He sees something in me, and He wants it fixed and correct because He loves you. And God, I think some of us need to go back to the fear of God or need to understand what fear of God is. First of all, it's not a scary thing. Okay, the fear of God is simply, if you think about it, kind of like a parent. Okay. Like, would you want to make look, if your mom has been very good to you her whole life, right? Your whole life. And I mean raised you from the time you was a baby, the time you came out of her womb, until the time you came and had your own family or whatever, right? And you go out, do you want to make everything your mom has taught you, do you want to put all that in vain because you decided to go out and rob a store because you wanted to go and steal a turkey? See how that worked? Do you really think that? No. That's the type of fear I'm talking about. Like, I don't want to disappoint. I don't want to make my mom or my dad upset. I don't want to disappoint, the village that helped raise me. That's typically, I think the best way I can explain God's love to, like, the fear of God to people. To you guys, it's like a parent. Like, you don't want to disappoint. You don't want to do things. We're all, like I said, we're human and everything like that, and we all definitely go through things, and nobody is perfect. I'm just saying though. That's typically the fear of God, as in like a parent type thing. First of all, somebody is higher above you, and everything like that, and cares about you. You see what I mean? But back to the original point, though, God's love does not hurt at all. It's, first of all, comforting. He's a God of love, okay? A God of love and a God who loves you, okay? He is somebody that cares about you. That is genuine kindness and genuine, genuine. It's a sweet love. It's a beautiful love. It is comforting. Especially when you feel like you don't have anybody like in your life that loves you. Even if it seems like there are people who love you. I just want y'all to know that. There are definitely people who love you. Just so you know that. Even people that you don't even know who love you. Think about it. These celebrities that y'all shouldn't worship or shouldn't idolize, they love you. They love you as fans, but they love you. They're like, oh, thank you for supporting me. I love you. But are they really going to be there for you, though? Are they really going to be there? No. Who loves you enough to be there for you? Who loves you enough to know when something is off? Who loves you enough? that you can call on the phone right now, whether their phone is on Do Not Disturb or not, that you can call right now and tell them, hey, I need somebody. I need a friend. Who is that person for you? I want you to know I'm grateful if I'm that person for you. If you're watching my show, shout out to you. And I'm that person where you feel like I want to talk to you about something. I want to tell you about my day. I want to tell you about this thing God has done for me. Or I want to tell you about this that reminded me of you. And I think that we should do, or we should do, or something like that. Or like, hey, I've been thinking about you. I hope you're okay. Who is that person for you? I thank God that I am that person for whoever it is you are. That type of love, when you have that type of love in your life, love won't hurt as bad. Love won't hurt as bad then, because it won't hurt as bad because you have that, you have so much of that love in you that when one person decides not to love you, it'll hurt a little bit, but it's not, you don't let hurt love overtake you, if that makes sense. Like, you don't let that dictate you and go on about your day. Yes, whoever the person may be, there are plenty of fish in the sea, okay? Lots of them. There are clownfish, swordfish, goldfish, betta fish, shrimp, lobster, crab, squid, squirrel, sponge, star, blowfish, one fish, two fish, redfish, bluefish. There are all kinds of fish out there in the sea, okay? Don't let one fish dictate you and control the rest of your day. Don't do that. Don't let that happen. Now you're capable of being loved, regardless how that love hurts and how it makes you feel. I understand. I do. I genuinely understand that. But don't let it dictate you. Don't let it change you. Yes, it's gonna hurt for a little bit, and joy comes in the morning. Believe it or not. Eventually, that pain, if it turns into trauma, seek professional help. Seek whatever it is you need to seek. For that. Yeah, but like I said, when you have love like that, when you have people who love you like that much, that love that hurts is not gonna hurt as bad. Okay, I know that. That means, okay, it didn't work out. No matter who it is. Now, if it's a friend, family member, a girl, a dude, whoever it is, hey, let them be. Life goes on. And this is easier said than done, honestly. Way easier said than done. But like I said, things take time. I always tell you that it takes time. So, yeah. When you have love like that, love hurts. Love can hurt, but you can heal from that hurt love. Okay. Hey, you're still capable of being loved. That's the point. You're capable of being loved, and you're capable of loving people too. Don't stop loving people. Don't stop loving people because you got hurt. Okay, that's not a good thing. You don't want to do that. You don't want to harden your heart. I have been that person before where I've hardened my heart to I was like, I'm not finna sit here and give this out to this person, that MF doesn't care, or you ain't care about, nothing. I really, I don't want to do that. I don't want to be that type of person. I really don't. Like, I realized that hardened heart, believe it or not, y'all, I was in the mindset of that at one time. I had the hardest heart, and in my mindset, it was like, it made me feel good to have a hardened heart. Fast forward, ask me if you think that makes me feel good now. No, it doesn't make me feel good at all. Because think about it, somebody might need my heart. That's why I tell y'all, life isn't fair, and you cannot be selfish with that. You can't be selfish. Somebody might need your love. Somebody might not be getting love from somewhere else, And because of you, they know what love is. They know what it is. And let me explain. You better not become the reason that their love hurts. I'll tell you that much. You better not be that reason. If you feel like you about the reason, you need to discuss that with that person. And it better not be no child either. Don't do that with no kids either. Don't sit there and you're the reason somebody loves. And then you want to be selfish and not and then turn on them and not spread it or not show them love. Because it's like, I showed you enough. What is enough love? Let me explain that. What is enough love? Y'all hear me? What is enough love? How do you get enough love from somebody? You don't. Love is continuous. Love is unconditional. Love stands stronger than hate. And I realize that as I get older, it definitely stands stronger than hate. But what is not enough love? What is enough love? I'm sorry. Is there really such a thing? No such thing. You can't tell nobody that I don't love you no more, or that's enough. Once again, that's part of the mental. You need to check yourself into the mental institution, university, college of the mentally insane. Because what is that? Love is patient. Love is kind. Love will make you move in different ways where it makes you feel good. Okay? And like I said, you need to have the mindset of, I want to be good. I want to do good. I don't want to hurt nobody who has love. I don't want to be the reason somebody hurts. Okay? I definitely learned that. I don't want to be that reason. I don't want to be that person. And I don't want them to feel like, the tribe I have, the people I have, I don't want to be that person. The tribe I have, I want to be that. I'm sorry. I want to be that person who they can come to when they need to feel love, where they feel it. Like I'm grateful to God they do feel it. I mean, I definitely show it or whatever. I personally might feel like I'm worrisome. That might be where love can possibly hurt too. But I feel like I'm worrisome to them. Sometimes I feel like I annoy them. And have they ever told me that? No. But they can if they wanted to. Like, I want them to be free and I want them to be open. If I'm doing too much or if I'm annoying you, say that. Because I love over hard. I don't want you to be hurt. And I don't want that love to hurt you. I don't want whoever it is that hurt you to keep you in that same predicament. Keep you where you don't feel like you're capable of being loved. That type thing, guys. So anyway, I hope you all got something out of this episode today. How love can definitely hurt, but love can definitely be healed. Love can also heal. If love can hurt, love can heal. If it hurt, it'll heal. And if it heal, you can spread it. And if you spread it, somebody else can feel that love towards somebody else. Okay, you all know where to find me at, right? No need to really explain that because it shows up on every episode. So yeah, there's that. Don't forget also Twitch Live, Twitch, TikTok Live, Twitch, TikTok, Discord, Instagram, and on my other platform. You literally can Google me and my name will pop up. I'm not as famous yet, and when I do, I don't want to be that big famous. I want to be, famous but not famous, like enough, because yeah, I don't want to be that famous. I just want to be, enough where it's like, okay, yeah, sure, whatever, that type thing. So anyway, guys, I thank you for tuning in. I hope and pray that if you're feeling that love is hurting you, somebody has hurt you in that aspect, I hope and pray that you're working towards the steps to heal from that and feel better, and understand that. Take this from me. Now, mind you, everything I do this whole show program, everything I do in my life is genuine and it's kind. Let me explain something. You are definitely capable of still being loved. No matter what girl, no matter what dude, no matter if it was a parent, friend, family member, whoever it was, you are still capable of being loved. Regardless if whoever hurt you made your love hurt, you are still capable of being loved. And with that love, wherever it comes from can heal that love that hurt, okay? But don't stop loving people, okay? Just because you got hurt. Keep loving, because your love is what we need in this world. So I hope you definitely understand that, guys. And next week, big milestone next week. Can't wait for you guys to figure it out. If you don't, I'll definitely announce it. So and it'll be in the title. But guys, keep on loving, and I will see you guys again on next week.
Omido for the beat.